You must be a criminal for driving this expensive car.
Your duty is to protect the people and not to harass them. I am not a criminal. Let me go.
Hey everyone, before we start this amazing story, drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. Are you in Texas? New York? Maybe somewhere across the ocean? I love hearing from you all. Now, get ready because this story will blow your mind. The Arizona sun was hot and mean that afternoon, the kind of heat that makes everything shimmer like a dream. Maya Richardson drove her shiny black Mercedes down the empty desert road. The car was beautiful, all chrome and perfect paint. It looked expensive, really, really expensive. Maya was tired. She had just come back from a secret mission that she couldn't tell anyone about. Not her friends, not her family, nobody. That's what happens when you're a colonel in the United States Army. You keep secrets, big ones. She wore simple clothes, a gray t-shirt and jeans. Her hair was pulled back in a ponytail. She looked like a normal woman, just someone driving home. But Maya Richardson was not normal, not even close. Behind her, red and blue lights suddenly flashed. Maya looked in her mirror. A police car. Her heart didn't race. She had been in wars. She had jumped from planes. She had faced dangers that would make most people cry. A traffic stop? That was nothing. She pulled over to the side of the dusty road. Officer Derek Bennett stepped out of his patrol car. He was young, maybe 25. He had only been a cop for 2 years, and he thought he knew everything. He looked at the fancy Mercedes and smiled a mean smile. Rich people, he thought. They think they can do whatever they want. He walked up to Maya's window slowly, his hand near his belt. He tapped on the glass hard. Too hard. Maya rolled down her window. "Good afternoon, officer. Is there a problem?" Officer Bennett looked at her. He looked at her brown skin. He looked at her old t-shirt. He looked back at the expensive car. His eyes got small and suspicious. "This your car?" he asked. He didn't say hello. He didn't say please. "Yes, it is," Maya said calmly. "Registration and license," he demanded. Maya reached slowly for her purse. She had done this before. She knew how to move so nobody got scared. She handed him her papers. Officer Bennett looked at them. "Maya Richardson," he read out loud. "This address real?" "Yes, officer. How does someone like you afford a car like this?" His voice was sharp, accusing. Maya felt something burn in her chest. Anger. But she kept her face calm. "I work hard, officer. Is there a reason you pulled me over?" "You were speeding," he lied. He knew she wasn't, but he wanted to search that car. Something felt off to him. How could this woman in cheap clothes drive such an expensive car? "I was going 55 in a 65 zone," Maya said quietly. "I wasn't speeding." Officer Bennett's face got red. "Are you arguing with me?" "No, sir. I'm telling you the truth." "Step out of the car," he ordered. Maya's jaw tightened. "Why?" "Because I said so." His voice got loud. "Mean. Step out right now. I'll drag you out." The desert wind blew dust across the road. Somewhere far away, a bird cried out. Maya looked at this young officer. She had commanded thousands of soldiers. She had made decisions that saved lives. And here she was, being treated like a criminal because of her skin and his assumptions. Slowly, Maya opened her door and stepped out. "Hands on the car," Officer Bennett said. Maya put her hands on the hot hood of her Mercedes. The sun beat down. Her heart was calm, but her mind was racing. She knew what this was. She had seen it before. But this time, something was different. This time, Officer Bennett had made a terrible mistake. He just didn't know it yet. Maya stood there, hands on her car, while Officer Bennett searched her Mercedes. He opened her doors. He looked under her seats. He opened her glove box and threw her papers on the ground. "Hey!" Maya said, "You're making a mess of my things." "Quiet," he snapped. He was looking for drugs, for weapons, for anything that would prove he was right about her. But there was nothing, just a gym bag, some water bottles, a book. Officer Bennett got frustrated. He slammed her car door so hard the whole car shook. Where'd you really get this car? He demanded. You steal it? Someone give it to you? Maya turned around slowly. Her eyes were like steel, cold and strong. I bought it with my own money, she said. Each word was careful, controlled. Money I earned serving my country. Serving your country? Officer Bennett laughed. It was a mean laugh. Doing what? Cleaning buildings? That was it. That was the line. Maya's face didn't change, but something shifted in her eyes. Something dangerous. She had been patient. She had been respectful. But disrespecting her service? That was different. Officer, she said quietly, you're making a very big mistake right now. Is that a threat? Bennett got close to her face. Too close. Are you threatening a police officer? No, Maya said. I'm giving you a warning. A friendly one. Officer Bennett grabbed his radio. This is Unit 12. I need backup on Route 40, mile marker 67. I've got a suspicious person refusing to cooperate. Maya closed her eyes for a moment. She counted to 5 in her head. She had been in worse situations. Much worse. She could handle this. 10 minutes later, 2 more police cars arrived. Dust flew everywhere as they skidded to stop. 4 more officers jumped out. Officer Bennett walked over to them. Maya could hear him talking, even though he tried to whisper. She's driving a car way too expensive for her, he said, acting all tough. I think she stole it. One of the new officers, Officer Jackson, looked at Maya. Then he looked at her car. Then he looked at Bennett. Did you run her license? Jackson asked. Yeah, it came back clean, but then what's the problem? Just trust me, Bennett said. Something's not right. The officers surrounded Maya. She stood there, calm as a statue. She had faced enemy soldiers. She had made life-and-death decisions in seconds. These officers didn't scare her. But this treatment, this hurt in a different way. Ma'am, Officer Jackson said, more politely than Bennett, do you have anything illegal in your vehicle? No, Maya said. Would you consent to a search? You already searched it. Maya pointed at the mess Bennett had made. Without my permission. Officer Jackson's face tightened. He looked at Bennett with anger. We're going to need to take you to the station, Bennett said quickly, trying to save himself. For questioning. On what charge? Maya asked. Suspicion of being successful while black. Maya's voice was still calm, but now it had an edge, sharp like a sword. Is that a crime in Arizona? The other officers looked uncomfortable. They knew this was wrong. But Bennett was their brother in blue. They didn't want to go against him. Maya reached slowly into her pocket. All the officers' hands went to their guns. I'm getting my phone, Maya said clearly, to make a call. No calls, Bennett shouted. I have a right to phone call, Maya said. Not until you're arrested. Maya looked at all of them. 6 officers, all afraid of one woman in a T-shirt and jeans. She smiled, not a happy smile. A smile that said, you have no idea who you're messing with. Okay, she said softly. We'll do this your way. But I promise you someone is going to be very, very sorry. And it's not going to be me. Officer Bennett grabbed her arm roughly. You're coming with us. That's when Maya's phone rang. Loud. The ringtone was special, a military call tone. Everyone froze. The phone rang again. And again. Answer it. Officer Jackson said suddenly. Something in his gut told him this was important. Bennett glared at him, but nodded. Maya answered. Colonel Richardson. The voice on the other end was loud enough for everyone to hear. Colonel, this is General Martinez. We've been tracking your location. Are you in distress? We show 6 individuals surrounding you. The desert went silent. Officer Bennett's face went white. Maya spoke into the phone, clearly. General, I'm fine. Just a misunderstanding with local law enforcement. Do you need me to intervene, Colonel? The general's voice was serious. Protective. Not yet, sir. I believe these officers are about to figure things out. She ended the call. The silence was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Officer Bennett's mouth opened and closed like a fish. See, Colonel, he stammered. Colonel Maya Richardson, she said calmly. United States Army, Special Operations Command. I've been serving my country for 15 years. 3 tours in Iraq, 2 in Afghanistan. I've led missions you'll never hear about. Saved lives you'll never know about. Officer Jackson stepped back. His face showed shame. He knew they had messed up. Badly. Ma'am, we didn't. He started. You didn't ask, Maya interrupted. You saw an expensive car. You saw my skin color. You saw my casual clothes. And you made assumptions. Dangerous assumptions. Another car pulled up. This one was different. It was a sheriff's personal vehicle. Sheriff Linda Torres stepped out. She was 50 years old, tough as nails, and she didn't look happy. What in the world is going on here? She demanded. Officer Bennett tried to explain. Sheriff, we stopped this woman because why? Sheriff Torres cut him off. She walked straight to Maya. Then she stopped. Her eyes went wide. Colonel Richardson? The sheriff said, her voice shocked. Hello, Linda, Maya said softly. Everyone froze. They knew each other? Sheriff Torres turned to her officers. Her face was red with anger. Do you idiots know who this is? Colonel Maya Richardson saved my son's life in Afghanistan. She carried him out of a burning building while under enemy fire. She's a war hero. Officer Bennett looked like he might throw up. She received the Silver Star. Sheriff Torres continued. The Bronze Star. She's one of the most decorated officers in the entire United States military. She pointed at Bennett. And you treated her like a criminal? I didn't know. Bennett whispered. That's the problem. Maya's voice rose for the first time. Not loud, but powerful. You shouldn't need to know who I am to treat me with respect. I could have been a teacher, a nurse, a store clerk. It shouldn't matter. Every person deserves dignity. The desert wind blew again. This time it felt different, heavier. Maya looked at each officer. I've fought for this country. I've bled for it. I've watched friends die for it. And I did it so that everyone, no matter what they look like, could be treated fairly. But today, on this road in the country I love, I was judged by my appearance. Not my character. Not my service. Just how I look. Officer Jackson spoke up. Ma'am, I'm sorry. Truly sorry. Maya nodded at him. I believe you, and I hope you remember this moment. I hope you remember it every single time you pull someone over. She turned to Officer Bennett. He couldn't look at her. He stared at the ground, shaking. Officer Bennett, Maya said, look at me. Slowly, he raised his eyes. You made a mistake today. A big one. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to learn from it. You're going to think before you judge. You're going to remember that everyone has a story. Everyone has value. Can you do that? Bennett nodded, tears in his eyes. Yes, ma'am. I'm so sorry. Sheriff Torres stepped forward. Colonel, I'll be filing a full report. Bennett will face consequences. Maya thought for a moment. Make it a training opportunity. Let him teach other officers what not to do. Let something good come from this. The sheriff nodded with respect. Maya got back in her Mercedes. The officers had cleaned up the mess they made. They stood there watching as she started her engine. Before she drove away, she rolled down her window one more time. Remember, she said, respect isn't earned by rank or money or skin color. Respect is given human to human. We're all just people trying to make a home. And with that, Colonel Maya Richardson drove off into the Arizona sunset, leaving behind officers who would never forget this day. Officer Bennett stood on that dusty road, watching her disappear. He had learned the hardest lesson of his life. Never judge a book by its cover, because sometimes that book is a war hero in a t-shirt and jeans. The desert wind carried her words away, but they would echo in those officers' minds forever. Respect, dignity, humanity, that's what really matters. Wow, what an incredible story. Did you feel that? Did you get goosebumps? Drop a comment and tell me your favorite part. And listen, if you love this story, you need to subscribe to Story That Saved right now. We have hundreds of powerful stories like this one. Stories that inspire, teach, and make you feel something real. Hit that subscribe button and join our family. We drop new stories all the time. Don't miss out. Also, share this story with someone who needs to hear it. Let's spread this message of respect and dignity together. Where are you watching from? Tell me in the comments. And remember, never judge people by how they look. Everyone has a story. Everyone deserves respect. See you in the next story. This is Story That Save, reminding you that every person matters.